Are the most talented actors the ones who make it in Hollywood? That's a very intriguing question.
Dishing out all Hollywood's juicy secrets, iconic film director Bill Duke has pulled back the curtains on the glitzy facade, giving us a sneak peek into the darker side of Tinseltown. In a candid interview back in 2018, this industry veteran didn't hold back, dropping some serious truth bombs for all those starry-eyed black actors dreaming of hitting it big in showbiz. Bill Duke, in his usual manner, laid it bare, painting a grim picture of the cutthroat industry, which has a special welcome for all black artists who want to make it big. He warned newcomers about the brutal rejection and backstabbing that's nothing new in the industry. According to Duke, betrayal is as common as air in Hollywood, and everyone eyeing a shiny career should come prepared.
When glass cracks, it cuts. So you're able to, yes, if you're able to survive that.
Talking stats, Duke revealed a jaw-dropping truth. The competition's like a battle royale, leaving dreamers crushed and wondering if they've got what it takes. As he told, only a measly 10 of actors make over $100,000 a year, and it makes a lot of artists bend to the will of power keepers. This is the business of rejection, and they tell you to get over it, but you don't, because it has an emotional impact on you, a psychological impact on you. Duke didn't sugarcoat the emotional roller coaster. He spilled the tea on how constant rejection and sinister rules push actors to the edge and test their willingness to go a bit far to get a raise. Now, after these revelations, no wonder that some folks turn to not so healthy ways to cope, diving into the deep end of substance use just to cope with the relentless disappointment of acting life.
And they were preparing you for the reality of this industry, of the rejection, and how no matter how good you thought you were, you had to keep kicking your game up.
But it's not all doom and gloom. Duke threw out a lifeline, giving a strong message to everyone who still believes there's something good in the industry. As he said, Hollywood's a jungle, but with self-discovery and unwavering confidence. Maybe, just maybe, you can survive the gatekeepers and make it to the A-list. So, with the veteran like Bill Duke spilling some major tea and dropping truth bombs about the reality of Tinseltown, many people start to connect the previously unconnected dots and see something more sinister than just long hours, high pressure, and a never-ending row of rejections.
We were in conditions that were unbearable, heat sometimes over 100 degrees.
Duke is now truly worried about the emotional side of black actors. It's like Hollywood handlers are trying to break the young talents and turn them into compliant puppets with their never-ending rules. Even Bill himself had been through the horrors of chasing him dream, and the legendary actor and producer said only the pills helped him to keep sanity in this house of madness. You have to continue to dig yourself out of holes. Fortunately, I have meditation in my life, certain spiritual things in my life, and friends that help support me. So with that combination, I was able to get through those tough times. Now, this creates a new layer of suspicions about the reality of Hollywood's facade, and it looks like actors should come prepared if they truly want to become the next big name and make fortunes.
That it's not going to be easy. But they really don't tell you how hard it's really going to be.
You see, guys, when delving deeper into Hollywood's underbelly, Bill Duke gave a reality check about exploitation and shady deals happening behind the scenes. He spilled the tea on how personal relationships and favors often play a role in climbing the ladder. Beyond the glitz, Duke got real about his own struggles growing up in a racially prejudiced era where black actors were treated without any respect. He didn't shy away from sharing the hard knocks he faced as a black man, painting a vivid picture of resilience.
So they gave you a realistic understanding of the industry and prepared you for it pretty well.
Now, being in the industry for many decades, he got tired of seeing the horrors of soul-crushing and a barbaric treatment all African-American actors endure. These tales painted a brutal picture of the injustices that unravel in Tinseltown, and fans are echoing the words of this brave man. As one person commented, "Big fan, great director, continued prayers for success for a black man in a difficult industry." And another user added, "Being a celeb is a lot. I don't know how these MFers keep together being in the public space." But guys, here's when the story gets real juicy. Bill Duke isn't the only celeb sounding the alarm about Hollywood's dark side. Enter Tommy Davidson, comedian and the In Living Color star who, despite his hilarious on-screen persona, had a less than rosy start.
There's the studios, there's the networks, there's all this stuff that, you gotta do right.
Line it up.
Abandoned as a baby and later adopted by a white couple, Davidson's journey was no walk in the park. While comedy was always in Davidson's DNA, it was hard to prove that his God-given talent deserves more than just a few claps from the peers. And since his race to stardom was painful and full of problems, he isn't afraid to speak against the industry rules. Tommy Davidson's battle with Hollywood and its rules could have easily ended like other tragic tales in showbiz history, when a person ends up institutionalized. Speaking about his addiction, he admitted it nearly took him out, but thankfully, good friends kept him from hitting rock bottom, avoiding the fate of other celebs.
And if it wasn't for me having good people around me, I'd be where Elvis is,
So Davidson found himself struggling through the tough games of Hollywood, and you would never believe who wanted to extinguish his shining star. So in his tele-interview, Davidson hinted at being blacklisted by some co-stars after standing his ground against the industry demands, singling out nonetheless Jamie Foxx. In his memoir, Davidson wrote that Jamie's behavior was so unbearable that he wanted to teach him a lesson in a good old way. According to him, I was ready to give Jamie some street fighting lessons too, but the crew pulled us off each other and held me back. In a candid chat with Vlad TV, Davidson spilled some beans about his past with the versatile Jamie Foxx. Their collaboration wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. While fans praised their on-screen chemistry, Davidson revealed a distressing behind the scenes moment. During a sketch, Foxx attempted to publicly strip Davidson's Speedos, turning a supposedly lighthearted scene into an uncomfortable spectacle.
This would be history. It's just like, it's like I could have. Yeah.
It was a troubling incident, showcasing a darker side to their working relationship and creating a tension between them for years. Davidson's revelations hinted at a troubling pattern within the black entertainment circle, a culture where humiliating fellow celebs seemed to lurk beneath the glitz and glamour. In a bid to outshine his peers and gain favor, particularly among influential white figures, Jamie Foxx's on-screen prank turned into an uncomfortable situation off-camera. Tommy Davidson, candidly sharing his experience, described feeling not just embarrassed, but uncomfortable by Foxx's attempt to forcibly undress him. The discomfort was immense as Davidson desperately clung to his Speedos, trying to prevent the situation from worsening.
Seriously tried to, have me naked, man. I turned around and I was like, I'll break your nose.
This incident, Davidson emphasized, exposed a lack of respect for boundaries. It shed light on a troubling pattern in the black entertainment realm, a toxic competition where some individuals undermine fellow artists to curry favor with influential figures. As he pointed out, it was important for everyone coming to Hollywood to know what they're facing. I threw some light on this because the book actually was about how my odyssey can help the reader. So I just pointed out all the situations I was in that I was able to eventually transcend. But we already know that Jamie Foxx is a part of this elite group that creates the horror and toxicity in Tinseltown. Apparently, his treatment of Davidson was another test to prove that he's worthy. After all, Jamie had a lot of challenging tasks to prove his worth to the industry.
Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this, the whole thing. We need to document this, Playboy. He was like,
Allegations of Foxx resorting to bullying and poking fun at his fellow celebs is just another proof of what Bill Duke was saying. The industry wants the black actors to fight each other in hope that it would earn them a favor and elevate their career. While Davidson clarified that Foxx didn't speak to him for years after the incident, eventually, Tommy made a peace with the actor. It almost looks like Tinsel Twin is turning black actors into savages, and the level of this toxicity keeps growing. Now, many other people came forward with their accusations, but only some heavy hitter like Bill Duke can actually create a meaningful change.
If you don't come in here understanding the reality of what you're facing, it's not the most pleasant journey.
Now it's being said that Hollywood is creating the impossible conditions for black actors to showcase their talents. And in fact, the whole thing looks like a never-ending race and battle against each other. Fans also noted this unhealthy vibe and cannot stop discussing that on social media. As one person commented, "From what I see, it is only the black actors who are suffering here." And another user added, "What I learned is that you only need one yes for any opportunity, no matter how many you face ahead for you." No, the pun is intended. It's just sad that real talent cannot reach the heights of stardom these days, and young artists need to dance to the horrible tune of elites and unspeakable things in exchange for fame. Now, here's the real question for you guys. Do you think that Hollywood has special book of rules for black actors? Let me know what you're thinking, and in a meanwhile, don't forget to check my other videos